Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Power Pro Wrestling. Thank you very much for being with us. I'm Jim Ross, and for the next 60 minutes, I'll be your host on this exciting hour of wrestling action. And it is going to be exciting because we're going to focus on tag team competition with a $1 million tag team tournament coming up on Saturday night, April the 19th, in the Superdome in New Orleans. We're awfully excited about that event, as well we should, and a lot of fans around this great land of ours are excited as well. We're selling tickets from coast to coast. Great seats are still available at all Ticketmaster outlets. If you would like to have ticket information, there's a couple of toll-free numbers versus the Midnight Express for the World Tag Team titles. We'll see the Guerreros versus the Fabs inside a steel cage. That one coming from Houston, Texas. We'll also see a Joel Watts-produced video on the Blade Runners. All that and much more coming up. But right now, we've got to take a first time out.
The bell sounds. This tag team match is officially underway. One fall with a 20-minute time limit. You recognize one team right off the bat. They're the team that's been rough-shotting through all opposition until they came up to the Guerrero brothers 2 weeks ago. And what an explosive battle they had then. But that's the sheepherder. Luke Williams, a man with the New Zealand flag. His partner, Butch Miller. Unpredictable, explosive, dangerous, and the crowd here in the Coliseum starts to chant, USA, USA, USA. It's not the fact that this team represents New Zealand, it's the fact that they have expressed on countless occasions their anti-American sentiment, much to the dislike of Houston wrestling fans. Now, their opponents are Ricky Gibson and Tracy Smothers. Now, Gibson and Smothers have got to be careful with the sheepherders. They have a tremendous international reputation as they have proven their toughness and their unpredictable style the last few months here at Houston Wrestling. Butch Miller, Luke Williams, the sheepherders, and they were the team to destroy the Bruise Brothers. They were the team to destroy several other tag teams, but now they are facing Ricky Gibson and Tracy Smothers, as they have also agreed to meet the Guerreros again in a return match of their wild brawl just 2 weeks ago. So now the sheepherders explode. The match is officially underway, but the referee, Tommy Gilbert, has not been able to signify which men are the official two in the ring. But I think that means very little to the two teams. Ricky Gibson was thrown over the top rope by Butch Miller. And now Butch Miller snuck up on Tracy Smothers. So the sheepherders continue their explosive style inside the rope. One of the most feared and one of the most dangerous tag teams in professional wrestling, as they plan to continue their all-out invasion of Mid-South all the way up to the Mid-South tag team title belt if necessary. Now some of the teamwork being displayed by the New Zealanders as they seem to be able to push referees and the rules and regulations to their utmost limit. Butch Miller working over Tracy Smothers. Ricky Gibson, who is still a little bit dazed, but he's up on the apron. Good move by Smothers and a beautiful cross-body tackle that sends Smothers down where he had him down for one, but that's all he had. You've got to wear down these sheepherders. They bounce right back. They've shown their ability to take punishment, just as they have truly shown their ability to give it out. Luke Williams now the official man in. Tracy trying to flip him over, and he's got him wrapped up. We've got one, we've got two, but we lacked one from having a winner. You can see the strategy of Tracy Smothers and Ricky Gibson. They try to out-wrestle the sheepherders because they realize to try to roughhouse it with them is a tough way to go. Luke Williams now coming in with that choke. Aim a knee, but he missed. He took a little bit too much time, but he was smart enough to quickly tag as a partner. Butch Miller, who quickly came across to stop Tracy from tagging the fresh and eager Ricky Gibson. Clothesline miss. Tracy is a smart wrestler now as they collide head on. You can see Tracy stretching out within inches, and a tag is made. As Ricky Gibson, the older brother of Robert Gibson, one of the famed members of the Rock and Roll Express, starts to do what he does best, and that's coming with those drop kicks and out-maneuvering his opponent. So possibly their strategy of trying to out-wrestle the sheep herders could pay off as they are facing them now blow for blow. It's Gibson now using that step over leg twist. He's got him down. He's got him down, but the referee is trying to get Tracy Smothers out of the ring. And look at the way Luke Williams came off that top rope. Did you see the way he came down across Ricky Gibson? He had Butch Miller look like down for the fall. The referee was out of position. A vicious knee across the neck of Ricky Gibson, and the Sheepherders continue their controversial winning ways.
The Sheepherders with another victory on Power Pro Wrestling. That match taped just a few days prior to the Sheepherders winning the Mid-South Tag Team titles, and in just a few moments, we're going to see one of the most exciting young teams in professional wrestling, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, better known as the Fantastics. They're on their way back to the area, and I think they're at the same stage of their careers that we saw Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson just a few years ago. We'll have the Fantastics in action after this word from the network.
We're back with more Power Pro Wrestling action as we have the Fantastics going against Pat Rose and Jerry Gray from downtown New Orleans at the Municipal Auditorium. The Fantastics on their way back to the Universal Wrestling Federation area as we see Tommy Rogers stomp at the chest of Jerry Gray, tag into Bobby Fulton. Fulton and Rogers, tag team experts. You'll notice just about every time you see them tag, they're using some kind of team maneuver together. Fantastics have already entered and have been accepted in the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. They ended up being seeded fairly well because of their aggressive style, their very offensive, quick wrestling style. The matches at the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament will all have 20-minute time limits. And if the match comes to a draw, then the team that is chosen to be the more aggressive by the referees will be the winner of the match. So this is kind of a new precedent. The men really have to get out there and mix it up during the 20-minute time limit, and I'm sure they would probably be doing that anyway with $1 million as the purse. Jerry Gray with the head scissors on Bobby Fulton. This Power Professional Wrestling show is dedicated mainly to the teams that are going to be in the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. So the Sheepherders earlier, they'll be representing New Zealand. Coming up, we'll have the Rock and Roll Express going against the Midnight Express for the NWA World Tag Team titles. Both those teams are entered in the Jim Crockett Senior Tournament. The Road Warriors are the #1 seed because of their size, obviously, and their aggressive style. Bobby Fulton up on his feet, ready to fight with Jerry Gray. We join this match in progress. Jerry Gray has been trying to keep Bobby Fulton in his half of the ring. Both men crisscrossing, jockeying for position. Bobby Fulton looked like he got tripped from the outside by Pat Rose. Couldn't quite see it on the camera, but I don't think Bobby's foot hit the ring apron. Jerry Gray with a blatant chokehold there. Gray milking the count to its fullest. He has a 4 count to break the hold. It's one of the exciting things about pro wrestling. A lot of times you can bend the rules and have a 4 count to do it. Pat Rose off the ropes with a big elbow. Jerry Gray's up to the second rope, trying to put the coup de grace on Bobby Fulton. Oh, a really hard elbow across the back, and Fulton's in trouble. Pat Rose and Jerry Gray realize that they're going to have to really put the punishment to Bobby Fulton in order to put his back down on the mat for a 1-2-3, because Fulton's a tough cookie. At this point, I think Fulton's wanting to make a tag into Tommy Rogers. Fulton has had to wrestle against these two men on his own for a while, and look at that. Pat Rose once again, this time blatantly tripping Bobby Fulton. Fulton with such intensity there, trying to break away from Jerry Gray. Didn't even notice Pat Rose on the outside of the ring. And Rose, you got to give credit where credit's due. He made a good move strategically. Listen to the fans. They're really getting behind the Fantastics. People really support and love the Fantastics in this area. The Fantastics, they're very appreciative of the fan support. Really gets them pumped up in the ring, and they always let the people know it. They really give them their heart, give it their all. Of course, they wrestle all the time. Bobby Fulton again trying to make the tag as Jerry Gray is holding him back. Bobby Fulton at bay and keep him in the center of the ring, unable to make that tag. Gray with the leverage. Fulton's down. He's in a lot of pain. Jerry Gray and Pat Rose are both a couple of good athletes. Oh, man. Bobby Fulton really got a hard kick to the midsection. And he definitely has to be in trouble now. Jerry Gray beckoning Tommy Rogers out there. It's a psychological ploy. Tommy wasn't going to go for it, but Jerry Gray definitely took a liberty in that situation. Hammered Tommy Rogers on the outside of the ring, and Tommy Rogers getting back into the ring. I'm sure it's awful hard for him to stay outside of the ropes. But I think it might be to his partner's best advantage at this point in time to be able to stay outside those ropes and let Tommy break away clean and try to make the tag. Rose and Gray using the count there during the tag. That's something the Fantastics do very well, too. A really hard collision there, a big shoulder smash. Both men down, and referee Carl Fergie with a double count on him. Bobby Fulton gets out of the way of the elbow, jukes Pat Rose.